Welcome in YouTube to part 1 of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. I am recording this intro after I have already played up through technically part 2. And I am really enjoying the game so far. I will be upfront with you, the audio is a little funky in this video, and it will be funky in part 2 as well, because we didn't use headphones. There are times when you can't really hear my wife because, again, we didn't use headphones, so we didn't use Discord. And because there are some voice cutscenes and her computer playing at the same time as mine, it makes a little bit of a weird audio during some of parts of those cutscenes. So bear with it. Starting with part 3, it won't be that way because we're going to go back to using Discord and headphones and all of that stuff. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really enjoying Dawntrail so far. It's a ton of fun, and the storyline seems to be going great so far. In this part, we just start the MSQ. We get to the point where, like in every previous expansion, you reach a point where there is 2 branching quest lines, one that shows you one area, one that shows you the other. This part takes us up to that point. So we're still in level 90 quests. So there's not any like crazy spoilers or anything like that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what you're thinking of these videos, how you're enjoying them, all of that good stuff. And then you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGames here, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. But through Dawntrail, at least through the MSQ, it'll probably be streaming every day starting July 2nd, which is when this video goes up. That is when the game is in full release and it's no longer in early access. I could be streaming it right now as of this recording, but I am waiting until the game goes into full release and isn't in early access anymore. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's get on into it. All right, here we go. A new world to explore. Ojika Sunjika has a message for you. Welcome back, Arilith. I've just had word from Arenville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tyrol aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Alright, and then we go over to the main hall entrance. No, you're fine. This is it. I'm at the destination waiting. Okay. You might be like half a second. You might have to speak up a smidge.
That's fine. I will try.
Yeah. Just because I don't know how well my microphone's going to pick you up from over there.
Okay.
I have a feeling this is going to be voiced.
I hope so. Oh.
Nope. Ojika gave us the good news. I don't know what accent that was. I haven't had to do Alphina's voice in a long time. I'm going to need to hear it again. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice.
There you go, that's a little better.
I don't think so. The only one yet to arrive is Arenville himself. Oh, and Wuklamont. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tyrol. There will be other passengers, researchers, and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Arenville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Tyrol, yes? We've not forgotten. The nation of I don't remember how to say that one. I think... I don't remember. The nation is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you in enduring the rite of succession and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Tyrol, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsabard. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryle?
This is the
Yes. As far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant.
Where's my water? There it is.
Yet, oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Your little earring is so cute.
I'm sure there will be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Still playing this part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind.
Hell no.
Hoist sail and let the wind take us as she pleases. We won't make you Dawn servant by standing here and talking about it. I go wheresoever adventure is to be found.
What can you say?
I go wheresoever adventure is to be found.
I am not. That's the
Bottom one. Okay.
I'm gonna do the middle one.
That's what they tell me.
A woman of action. Ah.
Right then. If all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Take us to the new city, where we can attune to the Aetherite. Set our new home point.
I'm hoping some of our friends, people who play with, I hope that they actually
Yeah. Waiting on you. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well. Okay.
Wait, I need to go talk to Raha.
Too late. We've left Raha.
He's probably not at the pier anymore. He better come and see me off.
He won't.
It's not like him to know.
I mean, let's be real here. You have him stowed away in your backpack, in your Chocobo saddlebag. I feel like this one's gonna have voice acting.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
I'll find out when I watch the recording.
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels. Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
I accidentally skipped it!
Uh-oh. Hold on.
It's okay.
Hold on.
I will wait for you before I do the next.
Well, I'm gonna turn it up.
It's fine. They really tried to give the boat the illusion that it was moving. But if you spend too much time looking at it, you can tell the boat is not moving. This will be my first visit to Tyrol. Bon Jintain's the name. I was working at Eshtime's Aesthetics in Uldar. You see, my employment with them it came to an end. That's why I visited Charlian, in the hopes of starting over. While I was attempting and failing to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel. When I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up, I'm told the Dawn Servant welcomes all regardless of origin, and so Tuliolal seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. I am at the retired Merc. I see you in Eorzea before. Your great and famous hero. I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception. But with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tyrol, it's become impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. Burly adventurer. My story, well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Ketenral. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Tyrol, almost 80 years ago. The Mamolja's leader is said to have welcomed Ketenram with open arms, and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he brought back. Potatoes, tomatoes, and corn. I almost said tomatoes. Which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say Ketenram returned to Tyrol several times after that. But his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testimony to the ocean's peril. You know, the content for this game that's going to be, for this expansion that's going to be the post-game, like Vazja and Eureka, has to deal with the, basically this game's version of the Bermuda Triangle. What if we find Ketenram?
Ooh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Talking to the here.
Oh, I went to Self-Assured Trader. I'll read this one, and then I'll read that one when I get to it, but if you want to read that one quietly to yourself and then read the other one. An adventurer, I presume? I'm a merchant myself, based in Uldar. Specialty imports and exports. Eorzean and Tyroli both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Makot, the Hetsara, the Hrothgar, the Zabral, not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Did you make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be sat next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Wuklamat being one of them, of course. But from what a Mamul Jablo was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the third promise.
Who's the third? You know?
No?
Okay, because Arilith mentioned it as well.
I don't remember what it is. We'll get context later, I'm sure, and we'll be like, oh yeah, it was those people. Back at Cryo whenever you are. Yeah, don't go back to old Charlene.
Oh, that's past.
Did you learn anything of interest? Oh, I hadn't heard of that about the clan names. We should have Luke Lamont and Erenvel teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting quite chilly up here. It's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Okay. Yeah. Gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. Oh, it's raining. Stormy. It was a dark, stormy night.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
You get seasick.
She
How's
does,
your
apparently.
stomach any better?
That's rough.
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick. I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erinville, you were born in Tyrol, yes? Do many of you?
The Shitona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
Whoa.
We're in the teeth of the narrow, lads! Reef that sail before the mast snaps!
Oh dear.
Only Elvis on watch! This wind's too strong to take in your sail! Man falling off the mast! We need help! Get him below decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
What do you expect us to do?
Yeah, really.
None of us are ship hands.
Yeah.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since.
So something's angry that we're headed to the west.
The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
I did too. I did something, guys.
Our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
No, that's right.
Oh yeah, Alphina told us about this thing.
What an extraordinary life she must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
Yes, we just figured it out.
Yeah.
Vuklamat, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress.
Just calling it like it is.
By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Ooh. The way the light's coming through, I keep expecting us to see Heidelin, but that can't happen.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air? Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Ugh. Can't be much farther now, can it?
That is literally what Arilith just said to her.
Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts. Come.
Oh. Is Folly ready to row for 3 miles? That's the real reason they brought us.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway.
He's not the voice I expected to come out of that person.
If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm. As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
I don't know.
They didn't show him in the one.
It really doesn't.
Well, their outfits
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Oh, hey, we're doing the trailer.
are. Nice.
I don't look as cool as the guy did in
Enjoying
the trailer.
yourself for a change?
My bandana. I mean, my blindfold.
There, look at my
The
friends.
smirk.
Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
She took her thing off!
We are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
She looks so different.
She does with her hair down?
Yeah.
Dawntrail. Yolo. Fabnir vibes right now.
Not what I expected. He looks really
Uh-huh.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out, or...?
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
Let's say, who's the Hrothgar walking towards us?
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihyolal?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
No need to
Apparently.
bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part?
well. I wasn't
Anyway,
gonna say it.
First things first. I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
Trial's adorable. Alice says, what an amazing city! As lively as Ulda and even more colorful. According to Arundel, the Vanu I thought I saw belongs to a clan known as the Hanu Hanu. It seems they share more than a physical resemblance. I wonder what kind of trouble those soldiers are expecting. Ah, it's so nice to feel that familiar breeze again. I wasn't sure my stomach would make it. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. Almost 1 million XP from one quest. You have arrived in Tulihyolal. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with the swarthy sailor in Scholar's Harbor in Olsha. That's in case you don't attune to the Initari. The nation of Tulihyolal, while being on solid ground, has improved Wuklamat's mood. Her stomach appears to be lagging behind. Right then, first things first. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments here. I should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Aha! We were wondering who these strange folk were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers then. Followers? Wukhlamat, are you unwell? Not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the rite of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Your siblings have a tendency to, command a respectful distance. But you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, third promise. I think we figured out who the third promise is. And what the third promise is. They did have a point. Wukhlamat is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? I suggest we move in two groups so as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then. Arilith, you and Kryl can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. That voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wanderings. Do 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 do. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wukhlamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Ugh. It's like Thancred and Urianger when we,
I can't wait to see the cutscene.
You should be able to talk, you just won't be able to turn the quest in. I'm fine now, really. I can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself. What with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Arenvel already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay, mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Yogg-Tyrol, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Wukhlamat and Kryl are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave your quest companions behind by entering a different area or by speaking with them and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have your companion return here and speak with them at the original point, yep, we know how this works. I'm gonna talk to Kryl first. I gotta zoom in. Talk. Wandering around this city is so exciting. Unfamiliar wonders everywhere we look. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliolo's largest market. Oh, I didn't. Was there someone else to talk to?
No, my Shinryu is like right in front of me.
Oh. Have you forgotten about me, Folly?
No, get out of the way.
Let me go in my box. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliolo's largest marketplace. Being right on the harbor, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly on the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh right, I should mention that here in Tuliolo we buy things with Pel, a currency that the the Pelu Pelu created. I'm assuming those are probably going to be more fun. But don't worry. More and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so most shops are happy to accept your guild. There's also Wukameki Miki, another market to the east of here. But that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit, then northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your faces. Yeah, I'm not seeing any optional spots.
I'm not either.
And I don't see any on the map either, because normally you can kind of see them on the map. Yeah, maybe. Alright, Kryl. 'Tis reassuring to know we can use our guild for shopping here. I agree. What do you think of that, eh? Of what? Oh, the Aetherite! The giant crystal right in front of me. Goodness me. You have Aetherites in Tuliolol. I think I told you before, but my brother, Kona, spent 3 years studying in Charlian. He fell in love with the nation and its ways, and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate which leads to Zakturol. Let's make a stop at Bright Bloom Post on the way, though. That's the headquarters for the Landsguard. Yeah. There we go. Now we have an optional one. I can see it on the map. Did you attune? I'm gonna make this my home point now, actually. Okay, I'm gonna do Kryl first if I can get Wuklamat to not stand on top of her. I'm gonna do normal talk. Thank goodness for Aetherites. Though I don't share Wuklamat's dislike of ships, I'm not especially eager to make that voyage again. Now I'm gonna do the yellow one. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Wuklamat gets her endless endurance. Regular talk first for Wuklamat. Make sure you attune to the Aetherite. I don't fully understand how it works, but I do know you'll regret it if you forget. Believe me, I know. Yes. You have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see, though, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Well, that's good. Onward. Kryl? Thank goodness for Aetherites. Oh wait, that's what she said before. Here we are. Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliolol and preserving the peace. The Landsguard are led by our nation's strongest warriors, and so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zoral Ja took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alfino and Alice should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I show you the Sky Gate. It's right at the northern end of Talon March. Is Kryl's thing still the thing? Zoral Ja! That's clearly a Mamulja name. An interesting family. Oh, cutscene. Voiced? Nope. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yakhoi. Strictly speaking, Tural is actually 2 separate continents. Yakturol, the southern lands of the mother, and Zakturol, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago the 2 gods fought a titanic battle. And when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar sounding tale. I am put in mind of the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiar. But getting back to Zakturol, these lands are also part of the Tuliolol nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of 2 continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tyrol had been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations.
What? I was listening.
Crossing the bridge to Zoctorol requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the Rite of Succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn serving. Until then, you'll just have to wait. Well, guys, there's the second half of the expansion.
Oh, did you do that?
And I'll make sure you win. Mark my words. I'm gonna go with... I want to go with I wish we could go there right now, but Arilith isn't the pouty type. I'll hold you to that.
That's what I'm thinking. No, maybe I should hold you to that.
I've never broken my word. Once the throne is mine, that travel permit is yours.
You really mean that? Well, anyone who stands between you and adventure. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Now we talk to Cryo. First, we'll talk to Wook Lamont. I know, I'm waiting. Tired from all this walking? Take a moment to rest, and we'll continue the tour. Hello, Cryo. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliyola is unlike any other place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Okay, now Cryle says... Creation stories are often rooted in true events. Given the similarities, could it be that the Tyrol's legend was inspired by Heidelman's clash with Zodiar? Probably. Whenever you're ready, we can talk to Wook Lamont. A city of stairs, Wook Lamont is ready to commence the second half of your Tuliyola tour. We'll head west next, towards the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible, that's a word, landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too, that doesn't sound right. Tuliyola certainly doesn't want for methods of travel, but dirigibles sounds worse. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. Oh. The Arch of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Okay, at least I don't know how I feel that they split it up into 2. Like, at first I was like, you know, at least they split it up into 2. So you don't feel like you're doing the same thing for as long. But no, I still feel like I'm doing the same thing for as long.
I don't know, I like the traveling bit.
I like it way better than the, like, just walk here and there. Yeah. I like it because it does feel a little more immersive, because there have been quite a few quests where they're like, yeah, I'll show you around town. First we're gonna go this way, and they walk off and disappear. And then you show up and they're just standing there. Alright, where is... Oh, we're speaking to Cryle this time. Wook Lamont. I hope you aren't too tired. Tuliyola still has plenty of sights to see. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of a Yakhoi temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Zoctorol, to appease the gods who slumber in the great ocean trench. After the Yakhoi withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries, so when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Tyrol. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliyola. We climb these set of stairs here, all the way up. Alright. There's an optional place up here to talk. We gotta figure out where we're being set up for the night. Like, where's the inn? They both have things. I'm gonna talk to Cryle first, normal. So this was once a place of worship. The Yakhoi seem a fascinating people, but I've not seen any in the city. I wonder when we'll have the chance to meet them. Now, yellow one? The sheer scale of this palace is incredible. I wonder what that carving at the top represents. trying to see the carving at the top without looking up your characters. No, you're fine. Papa's palace is called Valak Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. Was that the disgust? Oh, here we go. Can get pretty steep. Careful you don't fall. I've been one step away from death more than a few times. I'm gonna talk to Wu Clement while you do that. The stair. Oh, it's the stairs thing again. Alright, Kryl. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Oh, we have residents from all the Yogg-Tyrol clans. Mamulja, Zabral, Pelu Pelu, Moblin, Hanu Hanu. We also have Tonawapta, Petsaro, and Shatona who moved south from their ancestral lands in Yogg-Tyrol. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Tyrol. A true representation of Tuliolo's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's all so beautiful. I finally have seen your sword. Yeah. And now I'm trying to like slowly turn and my head keeps snapping back to Kryl because I'm talking to her. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. Yeah. Put your weapon away. Alright, Wu Clement, talk. You might hear the Huron Tyrol referred to as Tonawapta, one of our major clans. As for Arenville, he belongs to a Vieira clan known as the Shatona. Yellow. That big drum there is called Dawn Herald. Where? Am I blind? Where? Oh. Okay. Maybe. It's called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions like when honoring the Landsguard's return from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. Okay. Kryl! One need only look to the children playing for a sense of how peaceful things must be here. I've never seen such an enormous drum. What would one even use to beat such an instrument? Wu Clement's axe? This is not where we're supposed to go. You gotta go further down the stairs. Jumping over the edge. I'm gonna talk to the alpaca keep! It's not a chocobo keep!
Oh, what are they?
They look like Shinra from Final Fantasy X too. They're one of the allied tribes. Alright, what does Kryl have to say? One need only look at the children. And here are our dirigibles. Dirigibles. Not bad, eh? How do you... Okay, hold on. I need to know how to say this word. If it's a real word... A dirigible, also known as an airship. Hold on.
Oh, are the balloons? They're hot balloons.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Dirigible.
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 Dirigible. Okay. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll find only balloons here in Tuliolo. We have them for the exact same reason as the Etherites. Kona brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Arch of the Dawn awaits. I have switched to. Switch to Bard and Peloton yourself.
No. Refuse. Let's run this.
These people can't see that outfit. They don't know me well enough yet. Alright, Kryl. Hearing about dirigibles reminds me of the Ixal and their flying vessels. But whereas their designs use several bladders, it seems the Tirali craft rely on one large envelope to lift them into the air. Now we're talking to Wook Lamont. This is it! The Arch of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Yogg-Toroll Landgate. But when Papa founded Tuliolo, everyone began using its present name in honor of his great achievement. Through this gate is Kazama Uka, the wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the right of succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kazama Uka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? You mean the alpacas? Yeah. Yes, you did. Ah! Those are alpacas! Fearsome, four-legged fiends! They'll spit at you. Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. Don't let them fool you. You'll learn soon enough, Kryl. You'll learn soon enough.
Not a bad experience.
But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along! Ba-boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The little glance we share.
Okay.
Are these pillars what Wook Lamont wanted to show us? If you wish to learn the history of Tuliolo, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? They do. Talking to Wook Lamont again. This spot's captured Kryl's attention. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations. But if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. Okay. I am starting my wait at the destination. The following event cannot be skipped. Okay.
Inspect this.
Are we gonna do it like when we were shooting people? With the blow dart?
I think so. I wonder if these are the, when her father went to different education.
Maybe.
Story.
They all look like they share the same two-headed creature, which I think is her dad.
Yeah.
I can't wait to unlock the sightseeing log. Pictures? Wait, no, these are glyphs! They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamulja. Oh! Then this must be... That's right! It follows the exploits of my father, Galul Jaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliolo Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliolo came to be. Study them as long as you like. Okay, I'm gonna start with Wook Lamont in the middle. The 4 stones closest to us cover the first half of Papa's travels. Let's start with those. Okay. I'm gonna start with the one on the left, Lay of the Brotherhood.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna work my way across. This pillar tells the Lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreign explorer Ket something. Kettenrom? I can never remember the name. You mean Kettenrom? Ah, that's the one! Kettenram's arrival in Tyrol is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit if not in blood, but no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Kettenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. I'm telling you, we're gonna find him during the
If not during the
post-game. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu Hanu in their village in Kozama Uka. Ah, the people Alfino almost mistook for Vanu Vanu, if not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year, very famous and a lot of fun. Then we're going to skip over Wook Lamont to Lay of Pots. Let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kozama Uka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly, the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Tyroli counterparts. And now, Lay of Riposte. Yeah. This one recounts the Lay of Riposte. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is the Jabral, like me. For decades, the Jabral and the Mamulja were at war for control of the forest of Yoktel. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliolo. There was a clan of Hrothgar in Bosja known as Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tyrol, Jabral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. This is true. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. View the second half of Pillars? Yes. We'll do the same thing. If we can talk to her, we'll talk to her first, and then... Yep. And these four comprise the rest of the saga. Yep. Yep. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homeland is in Urkopaka. Oh, these are the ones I think that look like, Shinra. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliolo's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tyrol. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. It's kind of what they say about Shinra, too. Lay of Ice. Oh, this one is my favorite. The Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tyrol Vildral, Valigarmanda. I should explain. A Tyrol Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. Tataru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Valigarmanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tyrol every time it stirred from its slumber. Could be, though. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Urkopaka Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Valigarmanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness on Tuliolo's national emblem and adorning the banners at the palace. Blank Pillar. In this one we haven't gotten to yet. Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuliolo's history, whatever that might be. Okay, easy enough. Lay of Proof. Ah, the Lay of Proof. That big fellow is the Yakhoi, the largest of Tyrell's people. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yak Tyrell. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, setting their sights on Zok Tyrell. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urkopaka. I've never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Tyrali history? Excellent question. Had your fill of history then? Yes. Lots of lore in the first 4 quests. Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite out of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that.
I don't know. The last couple of times that we went to have local delicacies, we had bad experiences.
I don't know what you're talking about. I loved that can of worms that I got from the people in Mordsuk. Excuse me, Jack, you're standing a little close. Okay, Kryl says, what a lovely establishment! I'm reminded of the Bismarck in Limsa Lomensa. Have you ever had tacos? They're a Tuliolo classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they're made here in Zabaliev Thai, the best. And I need one right in front of me, right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with I pressed the button too quick. Jumping over the ledge. Well, I don't know if that was actually faster. When you're ready. This person is sitting, you know this cook right now, and this guy is like, oh god, why is it so busy? We didn't prep for this many people today.
Brook Evo! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Hey.
Did you hear the Silver Scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
No.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Fade to black.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
What if I like soft tacos?
Oh,
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh, no.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
The second head is like
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Yeah?
Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Hey, I'm more than just special
Was
help.
there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
You owe us tacos.
The third promise remembers us. Such an honor. Glory on your name, brother.
Bakul Jaja.
And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
True that. Where's the lie, Kryl? Where's the lie?
I was ready to throw down.
Me too.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
She's not a cat.
Yeah, she has ears.
Pathetic.
That's fair.
Since when
Yes,
was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
She's got ears.
Listen to me, you.
Oh. I know.
A two-headed Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Not that.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wooklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
No. Food.
So it goes.
Okay. Like the cutscene.
Yeah.
Wooklamart? Brook Evu's lovingly made tacos went to waste, and it's all that brutish Bakul Jaja's fault.
Oh, she did a big thing and everything.
I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliolo cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alfino and the others at the palace.
Hey.
Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Valak Shushna. Oh, my poor, empty belly. Okay. Alright, where's Cry? She's over here. Oh, and there's Alphino and Alize! There are so many narrow, winding streets, but even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up, and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. And Alice says, the food is amazing. A passing Mamulja let us try a fruit called Cherry Moya, and it was just sublime. We saw a two-headed Mamulja on our way here, another claimant in the rite of succession according to Arinville. He's not here. Or at least I don't see him in the... Oh no, he's in the... I see him! You made it! Good, then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Ooh! Woohoo! That's actually a pretty nice looking top! How does it die? Ooh. Ooh, and look at it in black and white! Yeah, look over here. Look at it in black and white. Yeah, maybe I don't desynth this one just yet. Yeah, Arinville is right here. Upon speaking to Arinville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside, yeah. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best as I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly corals. Well, now he knows what it's like to have children.
We got 4 kittens.
Yeah. I understand all too well. Charlian had the same effect on me. Right then. Now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Quest accepted. Her mouth slowly drops. Is Astinian here fighting already?
Oh my gosh.
Of course he is.
I bet you one of the other brothers. Damn it, Astinian, he beat me to it.
He went here on his own.
Did he?
Yeah. Remember at the end of the last, patch? They're like, he's like, I want to get a ship.
When did he get here?
And they're like, where to? And he's like, the West. Haven't been there yet.
It's right.
Yeah. I don't want to turn it up because it'll get picked up on my mic. But
What What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man?
Yep.
Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
Papa.
Smile. Is the other half?
You think the other half is dead?
I don't know.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that woman there.
He understands what's going on.
I see you, warrior.
I know that's part of his work.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tyrol.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
Oh, the other one's just asleep?
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
The other head's gonna be an Asian.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Excuse me, that's Wu Clement.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Never mind. Proceed.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonesh.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant.
What are you hiding?
Everything.
I
He's
took
a-
the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies.
I remember.
Yeah.
Ha! Old-tempered still. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their mettle, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other
We're getting
clans
right down
at
to it,
once.
huh?
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
Wait, Estinian, can I persuade you to join us? I have gold.
Have gold, we'll travel.
Okay, so He's not one of her brothers, but he is.
Claimants.
Yeah, but it's not actually one of her brothers. It's not all of them. Fine.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zerolja. The second promise, Gona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja.
Okay, so he's not.
Hey! Don't yawn.
You four will compete in the right of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant.
I mean, clearly it's going to be Wuklamat, because we've already, in every previous expansion, except for Endwalker, overthrown a government and replaced the leader.
This could be the one where we lose.
No.
The second expansion, we did it twice.
Yeah.
I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away. And it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young. And so I look to the always for inspiration. The rite of succession. The means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you have us to compete against.
So it's 3 children.
Ah, though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shok Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself.
Write a book.
Help me out.
To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural. And find the City of Gold.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence.
I offer us proof, my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliobal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you'll need to break the seal I put in place.
Ooh. Interesting.
Bring them.
Bring who? A little Bankrit and Urianger are gonna show up. Well, hello!
Probably at the end of this. Wait, it's not. You're carrying.
Each depicting a... It's one of the stone pillars. The information we just spent the last quest getting. The lore.
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
Okay.
Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Well,
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
Honestly, though, it's not a bad idea.
No, I think it's super cool.
A waste of time. Just name Bakul Jaja successor and be done with it.
Really?
If Bakul Jaja became successor, the country would go back to war. And he knows it, too.
The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clement, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
Sorry,
He's a machinist.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryo Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my order some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time.
He can't give us an unfair advantage.
No, but
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession.
There we go.
But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
He's gonna die before he gets the chance to.
say things like
Because the two-headed one's gonna kill him.
On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City.
I mean, they just set it up for her to not get the information.
Thank you for hearing my petition.
Well, Folly and Arilith, I tried to get you guys your advantage. Let's go!
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
Come on, if that doesn't scream, we're gonna find him in his dying moments and he's gonna tell Cryle that her grandpa's gonna be proud of her instead of what he wanted to. I don't know what it does.
I just don't want to think about that. I don't.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
Do you really have to ask twice?
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm.
I was. She was adorable.
Yes, absolutely.
Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City.
Actually, no.
Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil.
That's never bothered us.
We live in the America, buddy. We're in political turmoil.
If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
I don't want
Do I get a response?
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
I want to see where this journey leads. I made my decision and I mean to see it through. I want to see where this journey leads. Okay. The top one sounds like more fun than the bottom one. Bottom one sounds like
so you are committed to your path.
Work kind of thing.
I will speak no more of it then.
Okay.
As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
You can barely continue.
I have now entered into the rite of succession.
Seralja!
Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
Why does he look like he's about to fall? Do you not get that vibe?
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Serelja. Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Seralja, the first promise and commander of the landscape.
Yeah.
Seralja, the palace seer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Seralja is indeed the natural child of Gulul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Seralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman. A gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Seralja, the warmonger.
Oh.
Cryon, are you alright?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Seralja's ambitions.
Well, why didn't we see it?
Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier.
The elders, they complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always.
That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles.
And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Sharlian.
Oops.
As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants. Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyolan. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious Third Promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
They aren't talking quietly despite talking behind their hand.
Mamuja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
Oh.
It's fine. More than anyone. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling.
They weren't kidding when they said a series of cutscenes.
Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
So adorable.
Right? Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their collection to the Tuliolo saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go and take a look. Indeed. I won't give up until we find the Golden City, for Wuklamat as well as myself. At a glance, they seem much the same. The preparation of intricately carved tablets for every claimant must have taken considerable effort and forethought. We should consider them weighty reminders that this contest is no light-hearted. That makes everyone. Wuklamat, the tablets if you will. Of course! Everyone has a tablet. Then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. We really need a separate cutscene for him to raise his finger and tell us that?
Oh, no, of course we do. I want to actually do like spot the differences.
Right? Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are all the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tural's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. Then we have the answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliolo saga. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu Pelu people, village, which is about the same distance from here. Here we go, branching quest lines.
Split.
Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. Arenville, I want to finish the quest! I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about that storm we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Yoctorol several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If you want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries.
Oh, what a lead!
If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. She's gonna go and yell.
Oh, I don't want to know.
It would be prudent to ensure we've prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. We're getting the inn unlocked. Let's go! Yeah. Woo! When you arrive... Oh, is that the inn? The cabins? That's cool. Okay. Too late. That's right. The reservation is under Wook Lamotte's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Zabadia of Tie. Greetings, visitors to Tuliolal, and welcome to the 4-Ard Cabins. Whenever you are ready, I will show you to your rooms. Oh, I'm ready. Show me the room. What? Oh, can we?
So we don't have to go to our room.
Okay. Well, let me see what it looks like in here.
It's not like a Norbert. They're like, go to your room now.
Take a nap!
Oh, yeah, look, there's a lounge chair.
And it's like on the beachfront. Can you sit on the lounge chair?
I think so.
Oh, but you sit normal.
Yeah, something like that.
Where does it slash? Okay, it's like.
You can sit on the big giant sofa.
Yeah.
2 beds.
Everyone knows Graha's gonna share it with you. Summoning bell, toy chest, glamour dresser, armoire, crystal bell.
Very nice.
It is very nice. All right, I'm leaving. Wait your companions and embark? Yes. We're both looking around like we're lost. Huh? They let a bunny girl and a cat girl roam free in a big city. Trust you to be the keenest to head out, Arilith, in Folly. But where are Arenville and Wook Lamont, I wonder? Ooh. Oh good, you're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. I give you credit for taking initiative at least. What do you mean at least? I am honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently. So I brought these for the two of you. Your own link pearls. Consider yourselves scions, even though we've disbanded. What's this? 'Tis called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. It'll be very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. Speak with Wook Lamont. Where'd she go? There she is. The Tuliolo saga features a number of Tyrol's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Akhanu, is located in Kazama Uka. The other, smaller fellow, is one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Urgopaka. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Wakun Pelo, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventurous instinct of yours to work for us, Arilith? Pick our destination. Yep. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of Dawntrail, Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the story as much as I am. And yeah, part 2 will be up tomorrow. I gotta finish editing it. I'm excited. It's going to be one of the branching quest lines. You'll have to wait and see which one it is. Yeah, because I'm not going to tell you now. I know which one it is, but you don't. But also, spoilers and all of that. So, thanks for watching, YouTube. Don't forget that you can catch me live on Twitch, usually where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you guys, and I'll see you around.